Hello folks, welcome to Legacy IAS. In today's video, we'll be looking at the art and architecture of your Pallavas. Alright, so when I say Pallavas, one important thing associated with them is they were, the ones who laid the cornerstone for Dravida art and architecture or Dravida temple art. Dravida temple architecture. Alright. The Dravida art and architecture began by Pallavas was exemplified by your Cholas. Now for the development of Dravida art and architecture, right, the art and architecture of Pallavas or pre-existing society had to undergo certain amount of changes. Right, similar way in Pallavan period also a lot of changes had to be taken place. See, the earlier version, right, was more predominantly a rock cut architecture or rock cut temples. Now from there you have to go to freestanding temples, right. So that requires a process. That process we see in Pallavans itself, right. So Pallavan style of architecture has 4 styles or 4 different categories. You can classify it up until you come and reach to the point of your temple architecture, freestanding temple architecture, and not just a rock cut architecture. That is, you will have a hill, you will cut a rock, right, not just any rock cut architecture but freestanding temple on its own, right. What are those styles? One is Mahendra style, right, these are the Pallava kings, right. Mammala style, then is Rajasimha and Nandivarman style, Aparajita style. Alright, so this is where, see, when we say styles, this is when, the changes that it required, from a rock cut architecture to go and move into your modern day or Dravida temple architecture. Alright, the Pallava architecture had evolved stage from the period of Mahendravarman I. What is that? What is the changes that took place during the period of Mahendravarman I? Look at this. Under Mahendravarman I, what happened was rock cut temples, monolithic rathas or sculptural mandaps, and structural temples. Rock cut temples, structural temples is your temples that is coming on rise. One thing is monolithic rathas or sculptural mandaps, which means carved with a single stone. Usually rathas means chariot. Monolithic is single stone, thus the name monolithic rathas, right. Now look at this. This is one such thing built by Mahendravarman or rock cut architecture, right. See this structure, it is carved in a rock. That's why rock cut temple, rock cut architecture. Look at this Mandagapattu temple. It's dedicated to Brahma, Shiva, Vishnu, and it is built by your Mahendravarman I. Right? Look at the temple and how it changes. This is nothing but your rock cut architecture or rock cut temple. From here, alright, we see a transition from this to the temple, freestanding temples on their own. Alright. That is one interesting and unique feature about your Pallavas. Alright, the next Tiruparameshwara Vinagaram. Look at this. This is a Vaikunta Perumal temple dedicated to Vishnu. It's located in the capital city of Kanchipuram. Right? Temple is glorified by the Nalayar Divya Prabandham. Right? One most thing I want you to observe here is look at the temple. Right? Look at the architecture. Look at the fact about this most importantly. Gopurams. Alright. Now here, right, see, we have seen multiple things about the chief deity, central deity, associate or subordinate deities. Here they started having smaller temples, for the associate deities, subordinate deities, outer shrine deities. Apart from the inner sanctum or inner sanctum chief deity, apart from that, the temple also housed other deities. Now all the other deities also started having smaller mandaps, smaller shrines housing in front of, or everything was enclosed in this one big temple. Alright. Next, look at this. We'll have a look at rock cut temples. Pallava rock cut temples is also known as Mahendravarman style. Alright. Now look at this. As the name states, a rock cut temple carved out of rocks. Right. The innovation in this period of time was Vichitra Chitta. Also your Mahendravarman was called that. Right. The inner sanctums, right, or the insides were all decorated with beautiful sculptures. Right. Now the sculptures were of both male, female deities, mythical figures, imaginary figures, right, additional deities. Right. Now these sculptures were adorned with ornaments. Right. Some were indicating that the society also followed it on the same pattern irrespective of the gender. Alright. Now look at this. The pillars used to stand on the heads of lions. They were not just huge blocks, but they would stand or they would be mounted on the head of a lion. Alright. The rock cut temples of Mahendravarman, okay, belonging to the Pallavan period are found in places such as your Pallavaram, monolithic rathas and structural mandaps constitute Mammala style of architecture. Okay. Who was called as Mammala? Now, who was called as Mammala? Your Narasimhavarman I was called as Mammala. Mammala also means Mahamalla. Alright. Mammala also means Mahamalla. Alright. Now, look at this. The monolithic rathas that are very famous during the point of Narasimhavarman I, okay, is your Pancha Pandava rathas. Ratha, as I have mentioned, chariot. Pancha Pandav, okay, the 5 Pandav brothers according to your mythology. See, it's the Panch Pandav rathas, right? Each ratha or each stone chariot is made or carved out of a single stone. Thus the name monolithic, right? Thus the name monolithic, and each chariot houses a different, okay, architectural design and diagram. Alright. On the side walls you have, okay, sculptures depicting from your Puranic histories. Okay. And also look at this. This is one very important thing, and time and again this is asked in your prelims. Okay. This was also, and this is also. And this. The scene depicting goddess Durga attack on Mahishasura in Mahishasura Mardini Mandapa. Alright. One more thing is, look at this. The fall of river Ganges or Arjuna's penis, very important for prelims. Alright. These are the sculptures carved on the monolithic stones horn. Okay. Now look at this. Sculptures of Trimurti and Varaha Mandapa. Alright. It was during the time of Rajasimha structural temples began. Alright. Now initially the structural temples were built with granite slabs. Okay. Most associated with Rajasimha and Nandivarman. Okay. The earliest temple, for example, the earliest temple with the structural, okay, style of architecture would be your Kailashnath temple at Kanchi, the capital city. Okay. One other thing is the shore temple at Mamalapuram or Mahabalipuram. Right. And these are built by sandstones. The sculptures from this temple or the scenes, okay, are depicted from your drama Matvilasa Prakashanam. Okay. Now look at this. Your Nandivarman II, he built the Vaikunta Perumal temple in Kanchipuram. Alright, these are all structural temples we're talking about. Have a look at this. This is the Kailashnath temple in Kanchipuram. This is the crown of Pallava architecture. We just saw the transition from rock cut temple, okay, to this is what we call a structural temple. Why is the name structural temple? Look at the structure. Look at the way the temple is built. Okay, this is freestanding. That is, it's not, okay, it's not taking a support of a hill or a cave, but it is standing on its own. Right? Look at the intricacies, right? The sculptures, the meaning behind it. Okay, every single thing here has importance. Alright. Next, let's look into the fine arts. Okay, how is the fine arts of Pallavas? Look at this. Pallavas patronized fine arts. One reason is it's not just aesthetically good or it adorns the temples, royal palaces, but also this was an important item of your trade. Okay, all your export items, okay, one of the fine arts of your Pallavan time was also utilized as an item of trade. Okay, now look at this. Yali, Mridangam, Murasu, they were the musical instruments during the period of Pallavan time. Okay, also Mahendravarman I and Narasimhavarman I, they were themselves the patrons of music. Okay, now one thing with respect to your temple sculpture is, right, with temple there are two things. One, the sculptures had dancing, predominant dancing sculptures. Alright, one more thing is the art of dancing in the temple. Okay, the art of dancing in the temple was largely practiced. Alright, now the paintings. Now one most important thing with respect to your Pallavan period is Sittanavasal cave painting. Alright, that is a very important one that you have to know with respect to your Pallavan art and architecture. Right, that is also very much oriented with respect to your mains as well as prelims. Now your Pallavan kings were also known to compose, okay, huge number of satirical dramas, okay, also a large number of plays, poems, right. One such one is your Mahendravarman I, okay. His book or his drama, his satirical drama was Matvilasa Prakashanam. Alright, next, see, this is the Sittanavasal cave painting. One thing is, it's not just on the roof but also on the sides of the walls. Okay, there is this painting. Okay, dates back to the period of Pallavan times. Okay, it's found in Tamil Nadu. Now, as we've been speaking about the sculptures, we also said that the sculptures, okay, what up until now what we've spoken is, one thing we have seen dancing sculptures are a lot. Also, they wore a good amount of ornaments. Okay, they could also be mythical figures, other deities, right. One more thing is the sculpture of Mammalapuram, like we've discussed before, the descent of Ganges or penance of Arjuna, right. These things showcase a story. Okay, even the sculptures showcase a story as to what it means, right. The sculptures of Pallava period have a mix of realism as well as idealism. Alright, it's a mix of realism and idealism. Alright, usually that goes true with any of the sculptures. Okay, look at this. Now look at this. This is the sculpture on Arjuna's penance or descent of Ganges. Alright, next, look at this. This is the Shore Temple in Mahabalipuram, built a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's also called as your 7 pagodas. Alright, it's also called as your 7 pagodas. Right, moving on, look at this. This is the 5 rathas or Pancharatha temple or Pancha Pandav temple. Panch Pandav rathas. Okay, it is found in Mahabalipuram. This is one of the architectural wonders that we get to observe. If you look at the art and architecture of your Pallavas, okay, it has made a huge transition, okay, from your rock cut temple to the structural temples to the monolithic temples. So these kind of architecture project more than just religion, okay. It projects a new dawn, a new entry, okay, a new entry into the field of art and architecture. Right, now when we say about this, Pallavan period becomes an extremely important period for the mark of architecture. Right, now that's it for the content on your art and architecture of Pallavas. If you do like our content, subscribe to our channel, hit us a like button, share it along with your friends. Thank you.